Hi, I'm Pastor David with Declaration Church, and I am a father of four. I have four kids ranging in age from 11 all the way up to 20. In fact, one of them just had a birthday, so we've got a new teenager in the house. But when they were little, when they were really little, months old, up until the point where they were about maybe 2 years old, maybe a little bit less than that, I had developed this habit, I guess is one way to describe it, a behavior where I would take my kids and in a place where it's generally wide open, someplace with really high ceilings or out in the open, I would take them and I would throw them up in the air, probably so that their head's about 10 feet up in the air. Throw them up in the air, 8-10 feet up in the air, and then catch them. Never dropped them, okay? But I would do that, and I would throw them up in the air. And the first time you do that, they lock up, and their eyes get really big, and there's shock and awe, and they're freaking out. But as we do it over and over again, and I would catch them, that transitioned to laughter and smiles and joy. And then at some point, when they could communicate, they would even sometimes come up and ask me to throw them up. Throw me, Dad, throw me, Dad. Because we had developed this level of trust through the process. They knew I could throw them up there and I would catch them. There was no doubt in their mind that if I threw them in the air, they were going to be caught and they were going to be safe in the process. And it was fun. It became a thrill and an enjoyment for them. And so I think as I look back now on all of them have grown to this point where now the youngest is going into 6th grade next year. And that trust level in our relationship remains. And it's only grown from that point. Why? Because they've learned through the different interactions we've had and the way that we have gone through life together, through good times, through difficult times, that they can trust me. They can trust me that I'm going to do everything I can to take care of them, to love them well, to make sure that they have everything that they need and make sure that they are safe. They know that because of the relationship we have. So over time, that trust level has increased. They trust me to a pretty high degree because we've worked through so much and we've gone through life together to this point that they know they can trust me. And so our relationship, the depth of our relationship, the strength of our relationship has also increased because trust and the level of intimacy and depth to a relationship are directly correlated. They're directly correlated. If you have a low trust level, you will not have a really strong relationship. Okay, think about that person that you can't tell them anything because it's just going to come out and be shared with the rest of the world. How deep a relationship do you really have with that person? Think about it. You're not going to tell them all your intimate secrets. You're not going to tell them when you're having a difficult day. You're not going to tell them when things are hard because if you do that, people will find out that shouldn't know. And so that relationship level, that depth, that intimacy is really low. They don't have any access to you. That person that has hurt you, you trusted them at one point and they broke your trust and they broke your trust. They've broken your trust multiple times. Your relationship level, the intimacy level of your relationship with them is way down here because that's where the trust level is. And our relationship with God is the same. If our trust level is really low, our relationship with God will be very superficial. It will not have the depth and intimacy that He wants to have or that we need, honestly, because we need that relationship with Him. We need that depth of relationship. We need that trust. We need that intimacy with Him because it strengthens us and it equips us for those times in life where things are not going well. My kids and I have gone through some interesting things. We've gone through some difficult times in life where, we didn't have a ton of money. There were Christmases where getting Christmas gifts was not, there was one Christmas in particular where that was just not going to happen. And we just didn't have the funds for that. And so they've been through some things with us. They've been through some difficult times. Because we all go through those. We all have difficult times in life. We all have struggles. Jesus said in this world we'd have trouble. And He was totally telling us the exact truth. And I came across this verse in Psalm 22, this passage. I guess it's 2 verses, really. That's Psalm 22, written by David. And it says, in you our fathers trusted. So he's speaking to God. He's writing this out to God. It says, in you our fathers trusted. They trusted. Notice that just in 3 words, trusted shows up twice. In you our fathers trusted. They trusted, and you delivered them. To you they cried and were rescued. In you they trusted. There it is the 3rd time, and were not put to shame. You see, David had developed this relationship with God where his level of intimacy with God, the level of trust with God was very high because he had seen God bring him through some very difficult times. He had been in the wilderness. He had been running from Saul for his life. He had dodged the spear literally multiple times. And now he had been established as king. Now he had, just through that whole process, though, of going through those difficult times, hiding in the wilderness, running from Saul, living in caves, being just totally abandoned by other people, being sold out by people he thought he could trust over and over and over again. And through that whole time, God was with him. And in the same way, Jesus has promised to be with us. And so we can, when we go through those difficult times, we can know that he is there. And we can trust him to get us through to the other side. Just like they trusted God in those difficult times through the wilderness when they were being attacked, all those different times, just like David trusted God through all of those difficulties, we can trust God through those difficulties as well, knowing that he is going to get us through to the other side. Jesus said, in this world you will have trouble. In this world you will have trouble. It wasn't a question. It's a statement of fact. But right after that, he says, but take heart. I have overcome the world. And so because he has overcome the world and he is with us, he is in us, he never leaves us, he never forsakes us. Because of that truth, we can know that he can be trusted even in the darkest night. So I hope that encourages you today, whether you're going through a difficult time or not, to look for God in every single situation. Look for God today everywhere that you go. Look for him in the situations in your life. And when you find that support, when you find that strength, when you find the provision that he is offering, when it just doesn't look like there's any way for you to get to the other side, trust that he will get you there because he has promised to be with you to the end of the age. He will never leave you. So you can trust that. You can take that to the bank. So hopefully this has been encouraging to you. And if it has, if this has been something that has helped you, that's encouraged you, if you think this can encourage someone else, please make sure that you share it and like it. Give us a thumbs up on the video. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that little bell so that you're notified when we post new content. We'll post content every week, and hopefully it continues to help you as you move forward in your relationship with Jesus. As always, I'm Pastor David, and I'm out.